wish all the church members were here. I've seen that many people come today. I'm going to look at how to live in times of what economic crisis. It is a fact that economic problems will continue to be with us. And our life will continue to be tough. But we need to survive in such economic situations. And for me, one major way that we can survive is to live wisely. So we're going to look at some passages in the book of Proverbs to help us to know how to survive in such situations. We all want to survive. And that's why we are working. That's why we need money. The book of Proverbs is one of the wisdom books. We have 3 books in the Old Testament. We call them wisdom books. We have the book of Job, the book of Proverbs, and then the book of Ecclesiastes. Those of you who have been reading daily reflection, we are looking at Ecclesiastes. And today we're going to look at what the book of Proverbs says about how we can live wisely to survive in terms of the economy. We can define wisdom by saying that wisdom is an empirical knowledge of order. When we say empirical, we're talking about something practical. Practical knowledge of order. And therefore, we can say that wisdom is the practical knowledge of the law of life and of the world based on experience. You see, the world in which we live has been ordered by God. And the wise try as much as possible to know that order, to live by those orders. And let me tell you honestly, what I'm going to say today is for Christians and for non-Christians. Because wisdom is for everybody. And you need this wisdom to know how to live life here on earth. And this wisdom, we say, is based on experience. We have 2 types of wisdom. First of all, we have practical wisdom that talks about how to live, wisdom that comes out of experience, and therefore helps you to know how to live. And that is what the book of Proverbs is all about. Practical wisdom. I said this in Manchester last week that those who have gone through my discipleship training when I was in Ghana, I gave them an instruction that read the book of Proverbs every month. I told them that please read a chapter every day. If you ask me of how I got to know things, it is by the book of Proverbs. If you want to be very wise, please read the book of Proverbs a chapter every day. Because it talks about the wise men of Israel, their experiences. And out of the experiences, they have given us some proverbs and maxims that if you are able to live by these, I tell you, you'll be wise and you will know how to go about life. So the book of Proverbs is what we're going to look at. So we have practical wisdom and we have speculative or critical wisdom. When we come to the book of Job, Job is more of what speculative wisdom. Why? Because with this wisdom, it tries to find out solutions, or it asks questions, difficult questions, of course, in human life. Something like, why is it that the righteous suffer and the wicked enjoy? Why is it that the righteous, for instance, don't live longer, but the wicked, they do live longer? These These are what we call speculative wisdom. So this wisdom tries to find out what is there. But today we're going to look at the practical wisdom because we're going to look at the book of Proverbs. These wisdom books, they have so many characteristics, but today I want to speak about two of them. We have two. One is the search for order. If you read these books, you see, it tries to find out what is in this world, in human society, and in nature that we can try to live by as God wants us to live. The search for order. And listen carefully. There's order in this natural world, and there's order in human society. Whoever follows those orders will survive. Check marriage. We have been talking about divorce. There are what? Orders there for marriage. Those who go by these orders, their marriages will survive. Whether Christian, Muslim, or Buddhist. If you're a Christian and you don't go by those orders, your marriage will collapse. In the same way, God has put things in order in human nature and in human society. That if you are able to follow those orders, my brother, you will survive. So that is one of the characteristics of the wisdom literature, the search for order. So these wise men were searching for the order in society that can help them to survive. There's order. And we shall come to some of these things later. And then we have dualism. When you read these books, you come across dualism. Sometimes it speaks about the rich. I don't know whether you are there. It speaks about heaven and earth. It talks about what? We have spatial dualism, heaven and earth. And we have ethical dualism. That speaks about the wise and the foolish, or the fool, the righteous and the wicked, the good and the evil, the poor and the rich, the diligent and the lazy. When you read these books, it talks about this dualism. So, comparing two different kinds of people. And today we are going to look at the last one. The last two, the rich, the poor, the diligent, and the lazy. Putting these things together, it will help us to know how to go about life. So this is just by way of introduction. So I have just introduced to you the book of Proverbs. That is all I have done now. Now we come to look at how to live wisely in times like this. How to live wisely. The first one is that discern the seasons. Proverbs 10 verse 5 says something. He says, he who gathers crops in summer is a wise son. But he who sleeps during harvest is a disgraceful son. So you see the dualism there, talking about the wise and what? And the disgraceful son. The wise and the foolish. And then he says, the wise person who always want to discern the seasons. Because he knows when summer comes and he knows when winter comes. And this wise man will make sure that he gathers the crops in summer